From the Congo to Ghana, Libya to South Africa, the fingerprints of foreign powers meddling in African affairs are everywhere. But no story illustrates this better than that of Muammar Gaddafi and his insane plan for a gold-backed African currency called the dinar. Imagine a world where Africans control their own destiny, free from the economic barriers imposed by foreign powers. This dream is always met with fierce resistance, as was the case with Muammar Gaddafi's gold dinar proposal. Gaddafi, the Libyan revolutionary leader, envisioned a unified African currency that could revolutionize the continent's economic landscape. However, his ambitious plan became one of the most controversial and deadly geopolitical plots of the 21st century, which eventually led to his gruesome passing and made him a laughingstock by those who stood to lose the most if he was successful. The gold dinar was Gaddafi's bold proposal to introduce a new currency backed by gold, aiming to reduce Africa's dependency on the US dollar and the euro. In 2009, Gaddafi, then president of the African Union, suggested that African countries adopt this gold dinar as their primary currency. He had amassed 143 tons of gold worth and a similar amount in silver, which he intended to use as the foundation for this new currency. Libya's gold reserves were worth about $6.4 billion, which was controlled by the Libyan Central Bank, and made Libya's gold reserves among the 25 largest in the world at the time. The idea was to create a stable, gold-backed currency that would foster economic independence and growth across Africa. Gaddafi's vision for the gold dinar was ambitious. It was to be a pan-African currency that would unite the continent economically, empowering African nations to trade oil and other resources using a currency that they controlled. This move would have diverted oil revenues away from American and European banks, placing economic power firmly in African hands, a chance they couldn't take. Had it been implemented, the gold dinar could have transformed African economies. For decades, African countries have struggled under the weight of foreign debt and economic dependency on Western nations. The gold dinar offered a way out, providing a means to break free from the cycle of poverty and exploitation. The benefits were clear. A stable gold-backed currency would have provided financial security, reducing inflation and currency devaluation. It would have enabled African countries to negotiate better trade deals and retain more control over their natural resources. Moreover, it could have spurred economic integration across the continent, paving the way for an African economic community with a unified market and stronger bargaining power on the global stage. However, the challenges were significant. Establishing a new currency requires widespread cooperation and trust among nations, as well as substantial financial resources. There were concerns about the feasibility of transitioning to a gold-backed currency and the potential for economic instability during the process. Additionally, Western powers with vested interests in maintaining the status quo would likely resist such a change. The gold dinar was seen as a direct threat to the economic dominance of the United States and its European allies. The global oil market relies heavily on the US dollar, a system that reinforces the dollar's position as the world's primary reserve currency. Gaddafi's plan to trade oil using the gold dinar would have undermined this system, potentially causing significant economic disruption. The United States in particular had much to lose. The dollar's dominance in global trade allows the US to borrow money at low interest rates and maintain economic leverage over other countries. A successful gold dinar could have shifted this balance of power, reducing the demand for dollars and destabilizing the US economy. French President Nicolas Sarkozy reportedly called Libya a threat to the financial security of the world due to Gaddafi's gold dinar plan. This sentiment echoed across Western capitals, where the prospect of a gold-backed African currency was seen as a major challenge to Western financial hegemony. The fear was not just about losing control over African resources, but also about the broader implications for global financial markets. The story of Gaddafi's downfall is steeped in intrigue and conspiracy. In 2011, a popular uprising in Libya quickly escalated into a civil war. As the conflict intensified, NATO launched a military intervention, ostensibly to protect civilians. However, many believed that there was more at play. A leaked email from Sidney Blumenthal, a confidant of then US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, revealed that French intelligence had discovered Gaddafi's gold dinar plan shortly after the rebellion began. This discovery reportedly influenced Sarkozy's decision to support the NATO intervention. The email suggested that the gold dinar posed a threat to the French franc, CFA, which is used by several African countries and is backed by the French treasury. Despite the intrigue surrounding the gold dinar, there is no definitive evidence linking the currency proposal directly to Gaddafi's death. What is clear, however, is that the Western powers saw Gaddafi as a threat to their economic interests. The NATO intervention, which led to Gaddafi's capture and death on October 20, 2011, effectively ended any immediate prospect of the gold dinar becoming a reality. In the years since Gaddafi's death, Africa's dream of a unified gold-backed currency has remained unfulfilled. The continent continues to grapple with economic challenges, from debt crises to currency instability. However, the idea of the gold dinar has not been entirely forgotten. Some African leaders have expressed interest in revisiting the concept of a unified currency. The African Continental Free Trade Area, afcfta, launched in 2021, aims to create a single market for goods and services across Africa. This initiative could pave the way for greater economic integration and, eventually, a common currency. The potential for a gold-backed currency remains an attractive prospect. It offers a way to ensure financial stability and independence from foreign currencies. However, the obstacles are significant. Establishing such a currency would require substantial political will, economic coordination, and international support. Gaddafi's gold dinar proposal was a bold and visionary plan that threatened to upend the global economic order. It promised a future where African nations could control their own economic destiny, free from the dominance of the US dollar and European currencies. However, this vision was met with fierce resistance from Western powers, who viewed it as a direct threat to their economic interests. The fall of Gaddafi and the failure of the gold dinar highlight the challenges that African nations face in seeking economic independence. Foreign influence continues to shape the continent's political and economic landscape, often to the detriment of African people. Yet the idea of a unified gold-backed currency remains a powerful symbol of what could be possible. It represents a vision of Africa that is united, prosperous, and in control of its own destiny. As the continent continues to strive for economic integration and development, the legacy of the gold dinar serves as a reminder of the importance of economic sovereignty and the need to challenge the status quo. The story of Gaddafi's gold dinar is a cautionary tale, but it is also a source of inspiration. It underscores the need for bold thinking and visionary leadership in the pursuit of a better future for Africa. And while the path to economic independence is fraught with challenges, the dream of a gold-backed currency remains a beacon of hope for a continent that is determined to rise.